been about 4 months since we last seen you guys. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Carter with BitsBeTrippin. Glad to have you back. And anybody that's been following us on Twitter knows that we're still around. We're still deploying. We're still doing a lot of stuff. The issue's been editing, and that's been our primary focus to try to fix this last few weeks of getting all the content we've recorded essentially since January. That's really been our last video with you guys, and get that brought up to you guys to show you what the BBT teams has been doing and take you guys along our adventure that we're going through right now with our transition essentially from GPU mining over to ASIC, primarily Bitcoin. That's where most of our focus has been. We still have the BBT farm up in Wisconsin. Most of the GPUs are parked, unfortunately, and most of our effort has been really around getting the Bitcoin mine set up. You guys have seen content for the past year of us trying to get this stuff really in order. And back in 2021, so we're talking like November, October of 21, people that were watching those videos, and if you were part of, subscribed or you would see this stuff, you guys saw that we bought 53 Bitcoin ASICs at that point in time. Now that was pretty much peak. I think those units were like 12 grand a piece. We bought pretty much at the top and got those deployed to see what we were going to have to deal with when it came to Bitcoin mining in the current times, S19, J Pros, that sort of thing. So we did kind of a trial run in late 21, and then throughout 2022, really looking to grow the BBT team, which you guys have seen on Twitter. Our team, we had several people, and then we pulled some people back, and just had some transition. As the market came down, we consolidated down some, and really looked to try to get our other larger build, our 5 megawatt build, which really took about a year. And we want to take you guys through a lot of that content, but it's one of those things where it's almost like a documentary. We recorded a lot of the steps through that process. We learned a ton. Being in this space for as long as we've been, works a little different at a bigger scale like that. When you start talking 480, 277 power, you start talking about being on a substation, getting, the NEC certified guys to be able to do all the electrician work at a substation, all that kind of stuff. There was a lot more to that, and we have tons of content that we recorded through that process. One of our last videos that we showed you guys was some of the problems and issues that we ran into just between engineering and our core builder, which was the general contractor, plus the electrician, plus the power company, and then getting everybody on the same page when it came to this build. And as we've built it and got it operating, all the optimization and all of the maintenance that goes into, making sure that we can do it in a cadence that keeps the things up and running, and really managing to your power requirement versus how many machines you have. And we'll get into that a little more, especially into another video where I want to explain if you're doing a build like this from a project standpoint, how you should probably calculate and measure versus just how many units you have deployed. It really comes down to how much power do you have, and you overbuy on the unit side. And your whole goal is to make sure that you're using up all the power that you possibly can based on whatever your agreement is with the power companies and stuff, and you're managing to that load. So like everything, like GPU mining, like things go down. The Bitcoin ASICs, if it's Canon, if it's WhatsMiner, if it's Bitmain, all of them have issues, and they all have a range of issues. It's not as complex as the GPU miners, but there are issues that you have to deal with, and it all comes back down to really kind of refining your maintenance approach on that. So that's what we've been really working on over the last 4 months, guys. We've been working on optimization, doing a lot of scripting with Awesome Miner. We'll show you guys some content around that. We got curtailments, which are times that we get notified that we have to shut down certain things, and figuring out the ops flow for that and optimize for our area. And then just really working with other folks in our area at providing maintenance and support, and trying to get that refinement down and that past performance of being able to show, other minds and folks that are around us, like optimization techniques that we have found. All of us coming from some level of, larger corporation and understanding on how things work when it comes to just getting your schedules and your maintenance plan together. When you're operating at something with 1,200 plus machines, there's a lot more than just the stuff in the garage, which you can do personally. And I still do that myself personally at the house, and then more of kind of professionally with the business side. So taking you guys through that, we've had a lot, come up through all this stuff. One of the things I wanted to highlight in this video today was just some of the struggles we had in the very beginning. In December, and we'll roll this piece here. I've kind of kept this off the internet so far, but we had got a delivery. I had got in to check the delivery and actually went to jump out of the back of the box truck, or the tractor trailer, and caught my foot.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
It was not my proudest moment, my dudes, let me tell you. But luckily I didn't break anything, was able to recover. It was limping through CES with our crew that we took out there to analyze and go through stuff for the space out in the CES, and then really got into the deployment in mid-January to get the 5 megawatts online. And then since then, it's been a lot of just tweaks and fixes to get things in order, which is ate up a lot of our time. This is why we haven't really been able to communicate with you guys as much, along with going through and figuring out with all of the new stuff that's been coming out as fast as, the Chat GPT, you have all of the, the 3 banks that went down. If you're talking Signature, SVB, and like the core of like crypto and fiat connections with these things really coming down. You had Bitcoin going up in value. Some of the other coins kind of following up through all of this mixture, going from $16,000 to almost a little over $30,000. Bitcoin through all of this, trying to get things deployed. So it's just, there's been a lot to kind of take in. And as we've been kind of going through and modeling the business and trying to optimize and stuff, there just hasn't been time to talk with you guys because we haven't had an editor. So luckily we're working with a longtime subscriber and a fan of the channel on helping us try to get some content out. We're looking at some, a longer term situation to where we can get content. We're recording content every day. The team is always recording content, and we just need to get the edits out to you guys. And it's really looking at like not trying to over tailor the content to you guys. Like, we are living what we preach, right? So whenever I talk to you guys on this channel and some of the longer live streams that you guys have seen, I'm communicating on what we're dealing with, right? Like if we're running into issues, how we've fixed said issues. This is the premise of the entire BitsBeTrippin channel. It's always been educating one bit at a time. That's been my tagline since 2013 with you guys. And it is not that everything that we're doing is the absolute way to do it, but it's a way to do it. And I'm trying to walk you guys through what are our experiences with it. And then we collaborate together online. You guys put comments down there and we look at other options if there's other options, and then we just take you guys through that journey with us. That's kind of the point. And I think it's at the premise of what Bitcoin's core values are, what the entire value proposition in this space is a decentralization, but that doesn't mean that you push everybody away. It's a collaborative natured thing. And I think that's what makes this community so strong, is people come together with it. Glad to be back. Glad to actually produce some content for you guys. Thanks for, subscribing, checking us out, and look forward to some more content with you guys. I'll see you in a bit. Peace.